Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I put Keystone on a Cat 7 wire. So this is our Cat 7 wire coming out of the wall. I wired this a few months ago at this property, and I'm just going to take a wire cutter, a wire stripper, and strip the outside jacket. Break this off. You put this braided part down and just put it around the end of the wire. Like so. Then you're going to separate these conductors. You have to peel off the foil shielding. Sometimes these strippers, they go deep enough that it scores these aluminum shielding, and you can just rip it off. If it doesn't rip off, don't fight it. Just you can snip it off with some snippers. See, this one just broke off. The other ones, I'm just going to use some mini snippers and just going to snap these off. Just make sure you don't damage any of the wires. Alright, so now you have your 8 conductors. And what the keystones that I'm using today are these APCOM Cat 7 or Cat 8 shielded connectors. I can leave a link down below for you guys, but they come in 3 parts, actually 4 parts. If you go too deep with this stripper and you damage a lot of this braided shielding, you need the shielding for ground. This is the ground shielding. If that happens, if there are a couple of strands left, what you can do is these keystones, they come with this copper tape that you can put around some of that shielding that's left, or if you can peel back some of that aluminum shield that can also act as a ground, and you can just put that around. You don't need it if you don't damage any of your conductors. But if you do, then you can put this around, so this can act as your shield, as your ground, sorry. So these, they come in 3 main parts. You have a zip tie, you have the main housing, and you have this connector that basically gets snapped into the back of this keystone. So as you can see, there are it's labeled the A configuration, B configuration on both sides. What I like to do is, and there's a splitted hole in the middle. What I like to do is I like to bring the green and the orange from one hole, because they're both on the same side, and then the brown and the blue conductors are from the other hole. So it just makes it easier. You can either leave these braided, but before I put it through the hole, I actually find it easier if you separate the conductors. So what I do is I take a small flathead screwdriver, I go at the very end and I pull up, and then just go like that, so it straightens up the wires, gets rid of the kinks. Alright, so now you have all your wires separated. You're going to go and put the blue and the brown through one hole, one split, one side of the split, and the other one, the green and the orange on the other side. And just go all the way down. And then again, I'm wiring these through the B configuration. So the B says to put the green white, green on this side, green on this side. These are super easy. They just there's a very slight audible click when the wire goes in. So just hear out for those, and you should be fine. Solid here, and white, brown, and brown. So after you have this, I'm going to snip off all the excess right up against the connector. Alright, now you're going to line up the same configuration. So I have my oranges and my browns on one side, and same thing on this connector. I have the orange and the brown on this side. So you're just going to put it up against it, and then I like to use the palm of my hand and my fingers behind the connector and push it in. You don't need too much force, but there is a small click that you can hear for, and it just snaps in. And then this part, it clicks in. There are two tabs on both sides. You hear that click, and it just goes in. Now you're going to secure it with this zip tie right at the collar of where the shielding is, or where the ground shielding is, and you're going to snip off the excess. That's it. Now you're just going to get a plate and snap this in and put it in. That's it. I'll show you a close up.